Hello guys, it's Stock Trader Max here and welcome back to another video. Today we had some economic data released. We had jobless claims that come in at 241,000, which is important because last week it came in at 260,000. So perhaps we're not creating a new uptrend there, which is very positive. But I think the most important of all, we had the core retail sales that come in significantly stronger than expected, which is fantastic news. That tells us that the consumer still remains strong. And of course, with that, we're now seeing the market rally significantly. But before I get into the technicals of the S&P, the Nasdaq, Bitcoin, and Dow Jones 30, I just want to quickly promote my trading team. If you would like to join my SEAL team, then make sure you visit my website, dailymarketmovements.com. I'm going to leave the website link in the description of today's video. Here you can sign up. You can gain access to the Investors Lounge where I talk about all of our current positions that we have open. You also gain access to the Educational Hub where you can learn how I trade on a day-to-day basis, how I implement my setups. And this costs a very small fee of $29. So dailymarketmovements.com to sign up. But let's get started here with the technical chart for the S&P 500. We're now trading at an all-time high, 5,878. We are well on our way to 6,000. This is something that I had been saying for the past couple of weeks now, since we broke out to that new all-time high. I do believe that we hit 6,000 before the end of the year, but I do also recognize that we are on a five-wave formation here, and we could potentially hit 6,000 before falling down towards 5,858. So not really too interested to be a part of this at this moment in time, especially considering the fact that October, the back end of October, so the last 2 weeks, is probably the most bearish period for the stock market in a election year. So very wary of that, and also we do have extreme greed readings over on the sentiment gauge for the stock market. So I actually prefer to stick to Bitcoin and Bitcoin proxies, which typically outperform during this this time period of the year. It won't really be until post US election that we start to turn bullish again on traditional US stocks. But talking about the election, just wanted to quickly share this with you. Look at this: Donald Trump, 61.4% chance of winning the US election according to the Poly market. This is significant, and I think that this is pretty much game set match now. Harris, this is too big of a blow for her to come back from. So I am and I have been anticipating a Trump win, and I think that's why the markets have been cheering, especially Bitcoin this week. But if we just quickly move over to the Nasdaq 100, we still remain under the all-time high. This is a very simple trade in my own honest opinion. I think that we hit an all-time high very, very, very soon as tech plays catch up. Obviously, we had some negative news regarding some chip names such as ASML, which earnings call was actually leaked, and they disappointed, and that did spark some fear. But we're seeing stocks like Nvidia, for example, spiking back up to a new all-time high at $140. That's where it's set to open in a few moments' time. But as we've seen with chip stocks recover, we're also now starting to see the Nasdaq 100 start to surge high. And this is also thanks to Taiwan Semiconductor. They reported earnings last night, and it was very, very strong numbers, and that's after I think it's given some reassurance to the semiconductor space. So I don't think we will be waiting long until we do see the Nasdaq 100 hit a brand new all-time high. Moving over to the Dow Jones 30, also trading at an all-time high at present, 43,182. Now, we could potentially see some correction here, but I think that this market is just going to continue to try and trade high up towards, let's say, 45,000. I think what's really important to understand as well is that we are close to the end of the tax year for the US. Obviously, with that being in just roughly 2 months' time. So with the markets being at an all-time high, anyone who's selling stocks here is going to have to pay taxes come April. So in my own humble opinion, if anyone knows what they're doing out there, they're going to wait until January to close and take some profit in these names, because then that would allow them to have 14 months rather than 4 months to pay their taxes. So I think that we kind of are cushioned towards the downside. We could potentially see a 5% correction. But I do think that the majority of the volatility will probably come as we enter 2025, as potentially investors want to take some profits off the table. And then finally, team, if we just move over to Bitcoin, this is the market that I'm focused in most at present. 67,000 is where we currently find ourselves trading. We are at the top of this resistance number. My Signal team, my trading team, we bought Bitcoin down at 57,900 weeks ago, and we rode it nicely up in profit, currently up around 15%. But I do expect this to break out towards the upside. And I think a good indication for this is that we're seeing a breakout in the Russell 2000 as well. This is very promising. The Russell 2000 will move with Bitcoin and Bitcoin proxies as it kind of signals a risk-on appetite for the market. So I really like the market setup here, and I think there's lots of money to be made going into the end of the year. And with that being said, anyone who would like to join my trading Signal team, don't forget you can sign up at dailymarketmovements.com.